Hey there, Wall Street winners. It's Wednesday, March the 20th, and today is Fed announcement day. So, what does that mean? It means that a group of economists and Fed chairmen have been sitting in what's going to be the end of a two-day meeting, yesterday and today, and coming out and making a decision about what they're going to do about interest rates and whether or not they're going to raise them or lower them or keep them the same, all based on financial data or economic data, really, that they've been looking at and analyzing over the last 2 days. Can you imagine how boring it would be to be in that room trying to make that decision? Anyway, thankfully, someone does it for us. So, what we're probably going to see today, as we do on most Fed announcement Wednesdays, is that stocks are probably going to move a little bit in the morning up until about 2 o'clock. I can't tell you whether they're going to move in an upward or downward trend or just kind of go sideways. It's probably not that exciting a day until 2 o'clock when the announcement comes out. And then all the analysts dig into and look at the words that are used by the Fed chairman, and specifically, they listen into how he answers questions. And this is where Fed chairmen typically fall on their face because they say things that aren't scripted in the answers to questions, and that's what gets them into trouble and makes the market move. So I would expect that we're going to see some fairly decent volatility, but after about 2:10 or 2:15 this afternoon. So take a look as things open up this morning as to where different things are. Right now, crude is down 86 cents, so that could cause some of the oil stocks to be down at the open as well. But if that starts to rebound, which it looks like it might do, then those may turn in the other direction and move upwards and present an opportunity for a gain. If we look at the NASDAQ or tech stocks, primarily on the NASDAQ, what we're going to see is most of them are in the green this morning. So it's looking like it could be a positive day or positive morning for the NASDAQ, and it may lead to some early gains there. So there may be an opportunity to find something that is moving in an upward direction this morning and buy onto that, latch onto that, and then sell it towards 2 o'clock. It's not a bad idea to get rid of some positions before 2 o'clock, depending on how you've done in the day, because a negative statement by the Fed chairman, which in this case would be a Fed hike, but it could also be, and more likely to be, a delay in when rates will be cut, because they're thinking now it's the first cut's going to be in June. So if that gets pushed out a month, that could be viewed as very negative. It could be that right now the majority of people are believing there's going to be three cuts this year. If that drops down to two cuts, that could be viewed as negative this year. There's a lot more likely negatives in this conversation than there are likely positives. Obviously, if the Fed came out and said the data that we're seeing, and based on kind of the banking and commercial real estate situation, and the cost to homeowners and how the interest rates are affecting how interest rates are affecting the amount of money that consumers have in their pockets to spend and the cost of goods in general is a concern to us. We're going to lower the rates now. That could be viewed as extremely positive. On the flip side, sometimes positive news is viewed as negative news. So it could also be viewed that, oh, that's a concern that inflation is going to rise if they do that. And we haven't got it down to the 2%. So in the future, now we're going to get a rate increase. So you can never make people on Wall Street happy, but this is how Wall Street thinks. And we'll see what comes out at 2 o'clock. But either way, it should be fairly volatile after the 2 o'clock announcement. And then tomorrow, Thursday, we're seeing the IPO of Reddit. So this will be interesting. And IPOs that are extremely popular and often tech-based typically do very well on their first day, but they shoot up like a rocket and they often come down like an anchor the second day. So just be cautious. They don't always go up, they don't always come down like that, but in many cases they shoot up and then they come back down. And you don't want to be the one that's buying in last. It's kind of like a pyramid scheme. You don't want to be the person that bought in last because you're never going to get your money back. So if you do like Reddit and follow that, it might be a stock that we'll start to look at and follow. I wouldn't encourage you to get in on the IPO unless you can get in the moment it comes out on the market, and then probably sell it within 25 to 60 minutes after that, depending on the trajectory it's going in. But that's where we're looking at for tomorrow. So that's where we are today. I'm wishing you all the best with your trades. And if you like what you're hearing here, subscribe to the channel. We've got lots of great ways to help you increase your investing knowledge and make you some money in the market.